So I just watched the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, and something that I liked about this episode was the show didn't underestimate how stupid humans can be sometimes. Because absolutely, if the news was displaying, hey guys, if you're logging into that VR game, it's trapping people in there and it's like causing them all to pass out and possibly die, please don't log on, people would be like, I'll just nip on. I'll nip on just real quick and quickly get out, just to have a look, I'm curious. People would absolutely do that. There was a film about this where there was like this, I can't remember what it was about. It was like this guy, he kidnapped people and he broadcast it live, and he was like, if people keep watching this, then this person will die quicker, but if people don't watch it, then the gas won't fill up the room or whatever it is. I can't remember what that was about, but everyone just tuned in to like watch it, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna leave and stuff. And it was like, it's really dark when you think about it, but that's kind of like how it was. In this episode, we see that Bowman is, of course, absorbing all the people that come into the VRAINS universe. Every time he uses his skill, that little electrical DNA thing goes through everyone, and all their consciousness is put into him. And an interesting aspect to that is because he doesn't believe in individualism, basically. Individualism and the needs of the individual person is what creates conflict in the world. He says to Playmaker that if he was to respect everybody's individual decision, then everybody would want their own individual things. This would cause conflicts, this would cause war. And in a way, he's not wrong. His ideology is right, it's just his method of executing it is wrong. Playmaker's, on the other hand, is more, rather than just sort of creating everyone into one, then everybody sort of, they all merge into one person, so they all collectively want the same things, I guess. Playmakers is all about just learning from other people, experiencing a conversation with a person for the first time, learning a little bit about them, learning a little bit about yourself, and you sort of get this like, this middle kind of thing. Playmaker believes in the open future, which is basically an uncertain future. So I don't know, it's quite an interesting conflict. It's weird for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to have such a deep message that is, it's quite good. I do like that about the series so far. I like Bowman's personality because it is complex, it's layered, and there's a bit to it. Because he respects Playmaker. He says, Playmaker, you're the most forward-thinking humans that I've met. You're probably one of the best of them all. However, it's your humanity that's also keeping you down because the future that you want to have isn't ideal in his mind. Now, I will admit I am a little bit worried about something. In the preview for the next episode, it does look like Bowman's going down a little bit more of an evilly kind of route, because we saw little glimpses of it in the last episode. You know, when they get that sort of shadow under their eyes, when you're like, can't really do it with this, but like, they look a little bit evil. In the next episode, he's gone full dark, evil character Shadow. And as someone I think pointed out in one of the other episodes, all he needs now is those veins on his face, and that's how he's gone full evil. So I'm wondering what's going to spark him sort of slipping into a bit more off edge. But we also have a massive spoiler for next week, which I'm kind of annoyed about. But I am happy that I get to talk about it, because I did actually call something like this. I thought that Playmaker and I would lose once. I would sacrifice himself and Playmaker would be able to duel again. Even easier, I is going to self-sacrifice himself. Either Playmaker is about to lose and they could do a thing where he just gives him like 1 extra life point or something, just like they did in one of the previous duels. We might as well, right? Because Bowman's cheating, so they might as well have one like off-the-wall ability. So yeah, I's going to get absorbed into Bowman. What's interesting is that Bowman's ultimate monster, that Chimera 5-headed dragon, he's able to special summon each of the other AIs to attack for him. So he's had the Hydro Drive Aqua and Hydro Drive Flame thingy so far. So I imagine we're going to see the windy version, the earth version, the light version, and then the cherry on top, it will be the dark version when that comes out. So that'll be a nice moment between Playmaker and Bowman and the monster when he's got the dark one out. So yeah, that's the way that we can get all the monsters in there. Will Bowman change as a character or his design after this happens? I'm curious to see, because he will have had all of the elements then. Another interesting aspect to this duel is the fact that Bowman is obviously absorbing all of the consciousnesses of all the people that log in. Some of them are Playmaker fans as well. Some of them really look up to him. Some of them see him as a rival and they really want to defeat him. Some of them just have seen a few of his duels, so they know little bits and pieces about how he plays. So he's using that collective knowledge to fight against Playmaker. So Playmaker isn't just fighting against Bowman, he is fighting against all of the AIs, Bowman, and all of the just regular people that are logging into Link VRAINS. So yeah, this is probably one of the most grandiose final battles with Sin in a Yu-Gi-Oh series so far. And I like it. I think it's pretty good. Ghost Girl Zaizen and Revolver's gang, they've all got this plan that they notice like a power surge every time that Bowman is using his skill, so they're going to try and overload it. So the next time Bowman uses his skill, it's going to either not work or it's going to do something detrimental. So that'll be good. That'll be a good way to stop them. Again, the only thing I didn't like was the fact that something that I addressed in the last episode was there's actually no real threat going on in the real world. Everything's just happening online. So even if Bowman does all this, the real world's going to be absolutely fine. So it's not that big of a deal. However, I guess they kind of addressed it in this one because people are just logging in out of curiosity. But that'll end eventually when everyone's just going into comas. Then they'll just stop everyone. I mean, I don't know what the percentage of the world is that uses VRAINS. I imagine it's the same percentage that play Yu-Gi-Oh, which in that reality is quite a lot. So, I don't know. The threat, I still don't know fully what it is. But, yeah. Bowman offered Playmaker an interesting deal in this episode. He's like, Playmaker, I really like you. I don't want to forcibly sort of absorb you into me. However, what I will allow you to do is surrender, then I'll peacefully absorb you and I'll put you in a little special place in my mind or wherever I am inside of me, and I'll give you happiness. You can finally have happiness. I'll get rid of all that trauma you've been going through. I'll let you have the memories that you really deserve to have, these happy memories. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a nice gesture that he's doing. And then Playmaker obviously rightly says that I don't want to live in a world that was built upon sacrifices and lies. So he's like, no, 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 I'm still going to defeat you. So it was nice that he gave him that option though. Because it really does show, obviously, Bowman is a very layered character. So I'm curious to see how his downfall is going to be. Is he going to turn into a cliche villain? Or is he just going to continue to grow? I don't know. Let's find out. I mean, he even describes himself as the upgraded version of Playmaker. I'm basically you, but upgraded. However, this episode ends with Playmaker getting out his Cyburst Clock Dragon. Whether that'll be able to help him out in the duel or not, probably not. I don't think so. I think the way this duel's going to end is Playmaker is going to do somehow one of his skill draws. I forgot what it's called. That's terrible. But he too is going to get out a Link 5 monster. A Link 5 Decode Talker, I imagine. Or a Link 5 Firewall Dragon, probably the Decode Talker. The Decode Talker is his ace. And I think that's how he'll be able to defeat him in the end. Maybe they'll reroute all of the people to go inside of Playmaker, and it's like, all these people are standing at my side now. We're all fighting together. Link 5. Something like that. But overall, I enjoyed the episode. There isn't too much to say. It was mainly a duel-focused episode with just some little deviations to that anyway. But love to know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave the video a like if you enjoyed. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Catch you later.